2 of Back to the Track 2022. We're underway with the Legacies. Delbert May, turn number 1. Great hole shot move for May. He'll take 7 car lengths into turn number 1. Sergio Hexel down to the inside, car number 20. Up on the top side, it's Reeves. They race side by side. Here comes Ethan Barker down on the inside in car number 1. Barker's going to take him 3 wide. They stack him 3 wide. Look at Hextall in the middle. Hextall, the meat of the sandwich, gets a good push in the center of the corner. But down at the bottom, it is Ethan Barker. A little bit of a block right there, Delbert May, but that bottom side opens up, and that's where Ethan Barker did all his damage there on that first lap. And here he is going down to the bottom of the racetrack. The young driver out of Texas will now be your brand new race leader. Here comes Loper in the 15. Barker and Loper, they make their way around. Oh, a little bit of a bobble right there from Loper, back on the gas once again and past the start and finish line. Robert Loper riding in the second spot as he chases Ethan Barker. Barker, he'll stand on the gas right there, but look at that closing rate right there. Here's Loper. Loper's going to go down to the bottom side. Loper purchasing that race car during the offseason. That is a past winner, if that's the car that I think it is. I believe that I know what that car used to belong to, Ty Email, and that car won some races in Houston. And he's now sitting in the second spot as he chases Ethan Barker. Ethan Barker himself, a past winner here in the Lone Star Legacies. Back behind them, it's Delbert May, Reeves, and Hextall. That's 3, 4, 5. But the action is up at the front of the pack. Half a car length between those top 2 cars. Ethan Barker, car number 1. Robert Loper, car number 15. Here's Loper. He's going to try to go down to the inside. Barker working nicely up on the top side. Barker will continue to maintain that lead. Here's Loper. Loper sees an opening right there. He'll try to seize that little bit of a bobble from Barker, but Barker hanging on up on the top side. Barker will dive it down into turn number 3. Loper gets back in line behind him once again. Loper trying to get to the back bumper. Loper not able to make the pass that time by. It continues to be Ethan Barker leading. In car number 1, you check in on Racing America, and they are just inches apart. Look at the closing speed once again. Loper is so good out of corner number 2, almost getting up to the back bumper, but you hit the straightaway, and that's where the 1 car is able to maintain that 1.5 car length advantage. Looks like the 1 car is a little better between 3 and 4, but in 1 and 2, it is the 15 of Loper that seems to have a little bit more in this section of the racetrack. Here's Loper once again. Let's see if he's able to get to the back bumper as they make their way down the back straightaway. Half a car length continues to be the interval between these 2 racers as they make their way for another trip around the half-mile high bank Mobile International Speedway. Another lap in the book that time by. Continues to be Ethan Barker, your race leader. Robert Loper rides in the second spot. Delbert May hanging on to 3rd. Reeves is the 4th place car in 37. Sergio Hextall and Mike Knotts rounding out the top 6, but they are surmountable distance behind these top 2 cars. It's a 2-car breakaway out of corner number 4 this time by. Barker will take Loper down into turn number 1, continuing to hang on to that advantage. Loper right there once again as Barker just floats just a little high right there in between corners 1 and 2, but he gets back on the gas and he's able to maintain that 1 car length advantage. But here's Loper trying to close the gap on him as they race out of corner number 4. Barker up on the top side. Loper to the back bumper. Let's watch it now. This is going to be a doozy right now. Here's Loper getting closer. Loper going to try to dig to the bottom side of the racetrack. He's got a good run off of corner number 2, but Barker just too much momentum up at the top of the racetrack with car number 1. And he'll hang on and he'll go down to the bottom groove and close the door on Robert Loper once again. They'll float out of corner number 4. With Ethan Barker continuing to hold on over Robert Loper. Now it's half a car length. Here's Loper's strongest part of the racetrack once again. Up to the top sector of the racetrack goes the 1 of Barker. Loper's going to chase him up there. They'll get back in line once again. They calm it down just a little bit right here. They're just chasing each other right here at this point. Just chasing as we approach the halfway point here of this 25-lap feature race, 25-lap main event. Back to the Track 2022, presented by Advance Auto Parts. A big thanks to American Racer and Aaron's Rent to Own, as well as Sotex Motorsports, Hercules Foundation Repair and Remodeling, LD Systems, Bob's Speed Shop. Almost side by side out of corner number 4. Here's Loper going down to the bottom. This is Loper's part of the racetrack right here. Barker closes the door on him, though. Loper didn't get deep enough into the corner, and Barker's going to be able to hold on. It's 1 car length in between him. Loper fades back just a little bit that time by. Mike Steinman in the path of these 2. Here's Loper going down to the bottom. Halfway home that time by. Halfway home that time by here in this main event. Here's Barker. Barker's going to try to work there. Here's Loper back at him once again. Onto the back straightaway they go. It stays half a car length in between the 1 car and the 15. Mike Steinman in their path. They race out of corner number 4, past the halfway point. We are into the second section of this feature race for your Lone Star Legacies. The sportsmen are on deck. They will follow. Here's Loper. Loper once again out of corner number 2. Loper's going to try to dig right there. It looks like if he would use the banking maybe just a little bit more right there and maybe ease it up just a little bit. I think he's flattening the car out a little bit as he comes out of corner number 2. He goes to the flatter part of the racetrack and he's not able to get the drive. And that may be why he can't get the push, and that allows Barker up on the top side to carry all of that momentum down the back straightaway. There's the close once again. Onto the back stretch they go. Loper digs deep once again. They'll race into turn number 3. Loper will go down to the bottom of the racetrack. Trouble for Sergio Hextall here on the front stretch. Around they come. Loper still giving chase. Takes a peek down to the inside once again, but steady as a rock up on the top side is car number 1, Ethan Barker. That car is not wiggled. That car is not faded at all. You watch him, he's hitting every mark, each and every mark. His corner entry is perfect as he dives down right to the bottom part of the racetrack right there, and he parks it on the bottom. Then he'll swing it up to the top of the racetrack, using up about 2 grooves of the speedway, and back down into turn number 1 once again, where he'll take it back down to the bottom once again. No need to diamond around this racetrack, not in these cars, as they're going right down to the bottom. Here's Loper. Loper's going to take a peek on the inside once again. Loper will go down to the bottom. Ethan Barker's going to stay where he has been this entire race. No need to do anything drastic right now for the driver of car number 1 as he continues to hang on. And here they are. Onto the back straightaway. Loper is there. Loper's going to take a peek once again as they race into turn number 3. Mike Knott's in front of him. He may become a factor in this before we get to the end of it. We're about 4 laps past the halfway point, maybe 5. Here's Loper going down to the inside once again, side by side, down the front straightaway. Ethan Barker is there. Robert Loper giving chase. What a battle, these two. Very clean race. Very clean race. Maybe 1 brush with each other is what we've seen. A far cry from what we saw in the pure stock race. These legacy guys are getting after it. Here's Loper. Loper coming up to the back bumper once again, but Barker's got a lot of drive right there. He'll pull it off at corner number 4 and take this 2-car tandem into turn number 1. Up the hill. Mike Knotts went up high. Barker went up high as well. Mike Knotts was trying to get out of the way. I think Barker thought that Mike Knotts was going to stay at the bottom of the racetrack. Magic Mike goes high just as Barker did, and Robert Loper sneaks by on the inside. Brand new race leader, car number 15, Robert Loper, 2 car lengths out in front. Then car number 1, unfortunate break right there. The 48 and the 1 made the move at the exact time to the top of the racetrack as Mike Knotts looked like he was going to stay at the bottom, but he does go high, and now it's Robert Loper by 1 car length. Into turn number 3, out of turn number 4. Loper hangs on. Car wiggles just a bit that time, but he's able to keep it steady, and they'll race into turn number 1. Barker's going to try to work on the bottom side of the racetrack. Strong point of the racetrack right here for Loper. He'll dart off of turn number 2 and take Barker down the back straightaway. 1.5 car lengths. Turn number 3, they dive down to the bottom side of the racetrack. 2 sticks in the air this time by. 2 more times around right here for Robert Loper in car number 15. Ethan Barker, car number 1. And the 3rd place car of Delbert May as he rides about a straightaway and a half behind him. Onto the back straightaway we go. Mike Steinman will be in the path once again. But here are your top 2 leaders diving into turn number 3. Loper on the bottom side of the racetrack, right in his tire tracks is Barker. Steinman right in front of him. Steinman goes to the bottom. White flag in the air. Half a mile to go. One more time at historic Mobile International Speedway with the Gulf Coast Racing Series. Back straightaway, Lone Star Legacies. Robert Loper on the gas. He leads by 1 car length. Ethan Barker's going to give it a run into turn number 3. Barker drives it deep. Loper back on the gas. Out of corner number 4. It's going to be a drag race to the start-finish line. Robert Loper, car number 15. Ethan Barker comes home 2nd. Delbert May makes his way through turns 3 and 4, and he will be your final podium spot. Delbert May in car number 20 or in car number 3. Robert Loper